So, Mom, and here I must stress that the views of Dr. Mom are not necessarily the views of Philosphy Tube.
Okay. Did you catch the key word there?
Not necessarily. That necessarily is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
See, does it say not the views of Philosphy Tube? She says not necessarily the views. Okay.
Yeah, I caught that. I did catch that. Yeah.
That's a pretty sus. That's a pretty sketch.
Not only that, you picked him and put him in your video. What the fuck?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah. She's acting like, oh, she just was wandering through the fields and tripped on a rock, and eco-terrorists just happened to be here. How did this happen?
You didn't pick Boren Lomborg for your video to give people hope and optimism. You're basically making a video telling people to, get violent in the streets.
Right.
How is that good for
to make
society?
the first move. So, Mom, and here I must stress that the views of Dr. Mom are not necessarily the views of Philosphy Tube. Free speech, academic cancel culture, turn around, touch the ground, skin cheese. Mom?
See, if I make it a joke, then it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's very funny until you get your Hummer keyed.
Right. Well, it's like, if Nick Fuentes says, his Holocaust denial thing, it's funny. If he makes a cookie joke, then it's okay, right? We learned that from the left. As long as you make it a joke, it's okay to advocate for crazy shit.
Yeah. Ooh, ouch.
Explicitly recommends sabotage. Massiven criminellen Gewalttaten.
Sabotage. How's she getting away with that Beastie Boys riff?
I think it's probably too short to trigger the
I don't know.
copyright
I've
stuff.
gotten in a lot of trouble with copyright.
I mean, it's literally like 3
As
seconds.
the Ender Galanda slogan puts
No, but
it.
but going back to this whole why I'm saying when I watch the video, I'm like, she's advocating for violence, but it's too much of a pussy to do it. Like, so not only does she say not necessarily, when she talks about sabotage, she's like, oh, I'm gonna make it cool. We're gonna play a sabotage song. I'm going to say it in Latin again or German.
I mean, that was cool when I was a kid. I don't know about, I mean, it's like 100 years ago now.
Well, I understand it, but I'm saying she's trying to make it look appealing. Okay. She's not, it's very obvious she's trying to make violence an appealing thing in this video.
Why don't we go tag up Mars? I got some spray paint. Let's go fucking paint Mars.
Okay.
We are the investment risk. At what point do we escalate? When do we conclude that the time has come to also try something different? When do we start physically attacking the things that consume our planet and destroy them with our own hands? Is there a good reason we have waited this long? Greta Thunberg.
It's so frustrating because when we do fix any climate problems via capitalism and technology and innovation, none of these people, they're all going to be fucking silent or dead, because they've aged out. And no one's going to learn from it. No one's going to fucking learn from it and say, oh, look, it worked. Not blowing up pipelines would have been worse because then it would create a backlash and slowed everything down. People would have had to focus their energies on preventing your dumbass from blowing up pipelines.
Yeah.
Turning up at COP27 like, right, motherfuckers! To be clear,
Wait.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Is there a good reason we have waited this long? Greta Thunberg turning up at COP27 like, right, motherfuckers!
What is going on here?
She's like, Greta Thunberg should show up with a fucking
You can't do this
gladius
on YouTube.
and,
look at that.
Yeah.
She looks like Chucky. She's gonna kill us all. This is like a horror movie. What's going on? Real artist.
I just realized her wrist things, are they different lanes or or is it the shirt? Is like that?
Oh, it might be the shirt. Yeah,
it may be.
Shirt, yeah.
They should try to even that out a little bit.
A real artist would have blood all over that knife, but
there you go.
To be clear, Mom.
I love a video where this is basically stochastic terrorism. She's advocating for violence, but they're still going to be good enough to bleep the fucks out. I mean, we bleep our fucks in the first minute of the video. And then it's fuck. Come on.
This video is stochastic terrorism.
Right.
100%. Yeah. And this is part of why, Caleb Muppet going on Jimmy Dore talking about how, Abigail Thorne, since she got money to make pro-vaccine videos, is obviously a liberal psyop by the government to stamp down on real left-wing activism. And I'm like, first of all, Caleb, you're a dumb fuck because you think Destiny is the kingmaker of BreadTube. Okay. I don't think your information is very good if you think Destiny is the fucking kingmaker of BreadTube. And you have the number one BreadTuber in the fucking planet is Hassan Piker, the guy who went completely against the mainstream liberal discourse and kept saying Russia was not going to invade Ukraine until the day that it happened. And here we have Abigail Thorne, who Caleb Muppet is over here saying is some sort of government psyop, is advocating for stochastic terrorism.
Crazy.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's all so dumb.
It is funny though. I mean, the ignorance we're surrounded with at all times amuses me. Yeah. It totally amuses me. Is that wrong?
It's funny. No, it does amuse me too, because it's like you have these class reductionist Marxists. This is what's so annoying. Marxists literally only have 3 ways of attacking you. They say you're either a racist, a fascist, or a liberal.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And when they say you're a liberal, they generally mean you're secretly a racist or a fascist or both.
Right.
And so you have all these class reductionist Marxists who don't like identity politics Marxists, which we don't like them either, who go around saying, "Oh, they're really liberals. That's it. They're not Marxists. They're not neo-Marxists. They're not cultural Marxists. They're really secretly liberals."
Scary.
That drives me crazy.
Doesn't want violence against people. He advocates targeted sabotage of fossil fuel emitting devices like SUVs and power plants as part of a mass movement that remains overwhelmingly non-violent. So he doesn't want guillotines. But he does want people to consider moving from protest to direct action.
So this is so bullshit. He's like, oh, he just wants you to blow up buildings and destroy cars. That's not violence, right?
That is definitely violence. I'm glad you brought the definition in ahead of time because, that's violence. Yeah.
Yeah. Sabotaging gas stations and factories is violence. I don't know what the fuck you think is happening. And it's so dumb to say, oh, I'm only advocating for the destruction of property. I don't advocate for hurting people. Oh, really? So when you and your eco-terrorists start destroying property, what's going to happen once the police and start cracking down on that? Are you just going to let yourselves get arrested? Or are you going to fight back?
Yeah.
Are you going to if you can already justify blowing up factories and pipelines to save the world, then obviously you're going to justify killing people to save the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's obviously going to go to that route and say, well, we need to start assassinating, key polluters.
Well, also they don't understand the types of characters that you have to get in bed with if you're going to blow up these various kinds of locations. And also, I mean, people work at these locations you want to blow up. So, I mean, they're probably going to be pretty upset when you blew up their workplace. Yeah. They're not going to like
You're
that.
right.
Given that the majority of environmental action is non-violent, a lot of people obviously find that idea a little bit too spicy. It's one thing to express yourself by going on a march. It's another to actually try and do something about it. Some environmental movements, including Extinction Rebellion...
So, and I forgot to bring this up. She said, so first of all, this is so gross. She calls violence direct action. Okay. It's not violence. It's direct action.
Yeah,
this is like
bad.
Yeah. This is very common, neo-Marxist wordplay, gobbledygook. We'll just redefine the horrible thing to make it sound better. Oh, it's not violence. It's not sabotage. We're not blowing up a factory. It's direct action.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confused because words are violence. Now violence is direct action. So does that mean words are direct action? I mean, I feel like words maybe are direct action, but.
And then she says this. to top it off.
By going on a march. It's another to actually try and do something about it.
So she makes it sound like, oh, if you're protesting and you're not blowing something up, you're not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
You're not doing anything about it.
Excellent framing.
You know, when MLK had, you know, the sit-ins at the lunch counters, he wasn't blowing anything up. So I guess he wasn't doing anything real, you know.
This is
just fake.
Top tier idiocy. The whole purpose of marches is to bring attention to a problem.
Right.
And they do work for that, obviously.
Well, and the whole, like, the whole principle, not the whole, but a big part of the principle about peaceful civil disobedience is the awareness and acknowledgement that if you are violent, all you're going to do is justify the government or whomever you're protesting against becoming violent against you. And people that are watching are going to say, well, you know, even if I supported your cause, you shouldn't have been blowing shit up. You shouldn't have been, you know, keying cars. They're not going to support you when you're doing crazy shit like that. But if they see you and you're just being peaceful and you're like, listen, I have a right to exist or whatever, and then the police come and they, you know, beat you up, then that's how you get people on your side. They say, oh.
Yeah.
But no.
That's
We need
how
violence now.
That's how the Maidan protest happened. Also also known as the 2014 coup.
You're trying to trigger me.
By dum-dums on the internet.
Okay, thank you.